AU Pop, a production of the Aurora University Communication Program. We're the source for everything in the world of pop culture. I'm Connor Miller.
And I'm Loretta Johnson. In this episode, we'll have a hate it or love it debate on Halloween costumes in college with our guests Dylan Walker and Kadada Robinson.
Let's start off with the Pop Roundup, where we take a look at what's happened or what is coming up in the world of TV, movies, and music.
In television news, Marsha Wallace passed away at the age of 70. Wallace is most famous for two roles. First in the 70s for playing the lively secretary on The Bob Newhart Show. Her most famous role, however, is her voice work for The Simpsons as Miss Krabappel, Bart Simpson's stern elementary school teacher, who went on to later marry Ned Flanders later in the show. The showrunners for The Simpsons have stated that they will not kill the character off, but they will instead choose to retire her. She would have turned 71 next week. In other news, a real-life scandal is emerging around ABC's hit Thursday night drama, also called Scandal. It appears that the person who was anonymously running one of the more prominent fan blogs for the show is none other than Courtney Pajor, an ABC executive. The details are unclear whether she simply kept silent because she was truly such a big fan of the series, or if she had another agenda in mind. One thing's for sure, it's scandalous.
If you're looking to see a scary movie in theaters this Halloween, you'll have a couple of options. Carrie, a remake of the 1976 classic, hit theaters on October 18th. The story centers around an outcast teenage girl who unleashes telekinetic terror on her small town after being pushed too far. Depending on your theater of choice, you may also be able to see Insidious Chapter 2. The film picks up right where the first left off, with a family that is haunted by the spirit world. If scary movies aren't your style, you can see Captain Phillips. The film stars Tom Hanks and is the true story of an American cargo ship hijacked by pirates. Also coming to theaters is Ender's Game. The movie is a sci-fi adventure about a young boy who leads soldiers into battle to save Earth from aliens. Ender's Game hits theaters tomorrow, November 1st.
The music industry has been on fire this year, thanks to newly released albums and hit singles. In the hip-hop industry, the most anticipated album was hands down Canadian rapper Drake's Nothing Was the Same. The #1 song on the album is titled Started From the Bottom. Drake plans to tour the United States and Canada in his tour titled The Nothing Was the Same Tour. In the rock music industry, the longtime beloved American rap band Pearl Jam released their newest album titled Lightning Bolt. The #1 track on the album is titled Mind Your Manners, which goes back to the band's roots of creating edgy music. Pearl Jam plans to go on their tour soon around the world. The name of the tour is the Lightning Bolt Tour, and the band will be traveling all around North America. Last but certainly not least, in the pop industry's beloved artist Katy Perry released her newest CD titled Prism. The #1 song on Prism was Roar, which actually released to audiences months ago to give fans a taste of just how impressive the album truly is. More fall album releases include Kissland by The Weeknd, Art Pop by Lady Gaga, the Marshall Mathers LP 2 by Eminem, and Mechanical Bull by Kings of Leon. Some of this year's hit singles that have gained popularity are Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, Holy Grail by Jay-Z, Blurred by Lines by Robin Thicke, and Applause by Lady Gaga. That wraps up our Pop Roundup. Now we have a regular feature on AU Pop, the hate it or love it debate. Now I'll throw it over to Connor, who will moderate the debate.
Thanks, Loretta. Now I'm here with Kadada and Dylan, and we're going to have a little debate on whether costumes are appropriate in the college setting. Now, Kadada, what is your view on college students wearing costumes?
I think it's a great idea for college students to wear costumes. I don't think there are many opportunities for students in college to express themselves, be young, enjoy themselves, and be youthful. So I think that one day out of the year, it's a great idea. I think with the addition of the partnership school on campus, since there are little children running around in their costumes, it just enhances the whole experience even more.
What do you think?
I feel like there's a time and place for everything. Yes, I feel like the partnership school can and are able to dress up for school, but for college students, they should look up to us as being more professional in that aspect. So I feel like we shouldn't necessarily dress up for class, and that's meant elsewhere.
And now, have you ever worn a costume to school?
No.
What about you?
Can't say I have.
No? What are some of the best costumes you guys have seen here?
I saw in my office today, as a matter of fact, it was really cute, a penguin. Someone had dressed up as a penguin. I heard, I didn't see it, but the Tigger. I heard about Tigger. I saw a bear on campus. And then today, I said, it wasn't on campus, but I saw a really cute Starbucks drink. So it was this person dressed up as Starbucks, and then they had the ruffle as the foam.
What do you think about these costumes that she saw?
I mean, I saw Macho Man Randy Savage one time, and that took the cake for me. That was pretty good. He had the voice and the beard, and it was, yeah. you lost.
Now, you must think that college students might benefit from wearing costumes if you think they're a good idea.
I don't know if benefit would be the right word, but I do think, again, it's just another opportunity for, while it is a professional setting, for young people to be able to express themselves kind of in a relaxed environment. And I don't think there are a lot of opportunities for students really to necessarily feel comfortable. There are students who all the time go to class in their pajamas. So I think dressing up in a Halloween costume on a specific day when it's appropriate makes more sense.
Now, do you think that it's appropriate for students to be wearing costumes, or should we like ban them?
I mean, no. We are in America. We can do what we want. I don't think that you should take away costumes necessarily, but I don't agree with people wearing it to class, is my whole thing. Is, like I said, the partnership school, they shouldn't see, these people getting degrees in 4 months walking around in a Tigger outfit. Is just my point of view on it.
And why do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I disagree simply because it's one day out of the year. And on a regular basis, if we use the partnership school as an example, they see kids walking around in their pajamas, going to class. And I don't think that's appropriate. If we were a campus where students were dressed up on a regular basis, shirt and tie, a business wear, then I think that point is valid. But since that's not our campus, and seeing on a regular basis how dressed down students are, one day to be a little less professional, a little more stringent, would be advantageous.
Do you have a retort?
I mean, I just think it's stupid to wear a costume to class. I'm just, bottom line, just why? I mean, okay, let's put it this way. If you are going to go to class, okay, and let's say you dress up like Batman, you did the voice and everything like during class, that would completely derail everything for class. That not only would it reduce, productivity of yourself, but the whole class altogether. And I feel like giving that opportunity to act like a jackass would just be, that. You just act like a jackass for no reason.
Well, dressing up and using a voice are two different things.
Yeah, but people do it.
Okay.
Do you think it's ever appropriate for college students to wear costumes at all?
Yeah. Just not in class.
Not in class, what other
Yeah.
settings?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty of people that are of age, out tonight in the nightlife. I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty of costumes walking around downtown Aurora, Naperville, and all those places, and that's fine. I mean, they say, costumes are welcome and all that kind of stuff, and then all the college students that, say that they're younger, they're shorter, whatever, they're like, oh, I'm going to go Halloween trick-or-treating. I feel like that's fine. It's just, in class, it's just a distraction from learning environment.
What was the most interesting costume you guys have ever worn for Halloween?
Probably this year. I'm going to wear a Batman morph suit. Yeah.
I'd have to go back in my memory bank and say it was probably a 50s girl. I had a poodle skirt made, and I had the saddle shoes and the ponytail, so that was probably the most memorable one I've had.
Now, thank you for the interesting debate. Now I'm going to throw it back over to Loretta, where she will have the pop chat.
Thank you, Connor. I'm here with Yuritsa Yanez. Yuritsa participated in this year's Humans vs. Zombies. Humans vs. Zombies is known across campus playing in the game of tag. This year began on Sunday, October 13th, and ended on Thursday, October 17th. How are you doing today, Yuritsa?
I'm doing good.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming on our show,
Thanks
helping
for
us out.
having me.
So explain to us a little bit about what Humans vs. Zombies is.
It's basically a giant game of tag hosted by American Marketing Association. We basically wear ribbons to decipher who we are. So if we wear a blue ribbon, we are humans. If it's a red ribbon, we are zombies. And we basically chase each other around campus. Zombies chase the humans, and we humans try to survive as long as possible.
Nice. So how long have you played?
I started playing last year as a sophomore.
Okay, all right. And then are there specific rules to the game, or how do you decipher that?
There are specific rules. Zombies can chase you across the quad. They cannot get you like in an academic building. So all the academic buildings are safe zones. So are food zones, so like the spot and the dining hall. But they can tag you in the dorms and things like that. You can throw socks at zombies to stun them up to 15 minutes. That was last year. And then if you are stunned, you turn into a zombie. And then you have to find other zombies, and they have to feed within 24 hours. If not, they die off.
Oh, wow. So what is your best memory of playing the game?
My best memory would it was probably when I got turned into a zombie last year, because I wasn't aware of it. I was coming up to Dunham, and this girl asked me, do you know if the printers are working in Dunham? And I didn't notice the red ribbon around her arm. And I was like, I don't know. And then I noticed it a little bit too late, and she chased after me and got me. So that was probably it was kind of a weird way to get tagged, but it was so much fun.
Oh, no, yeah. So tell me about your toughest mission in the game.
My toughest mission was probably when we had to go and feed and as zombies and stuff, and it's really hard. I'm asthmatic, so it was like trying to run and trying to get humans and trying to like make sure that they didn't get to their water supply, their food supply before we got to that. So that was pretty challenging.
Yeah. So what made you want to play the game?
I played it more for a strategy. You build strategy when you play the game. Kind of like in life, you kind of strategize things. So you have to be cautious of where you go and look out for things and things like that. So I played it from a more strategic point of view to build up my strategy.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Have you applied, that kind of strategy to other parts of your life?
A little bit. Just kind of like figuring out what I'm going to do, how am I going to get there. So it's like if I'm a human, I'm going to run across the cloud and there's a zombie. It's like, how am I going to get there? So how am I going to get to point A and point B in my life? That type of thing. So I have definitely applied that.
Yeah, so it's awesome that it's a game where you can, revolve it around your life, not just, a silly little game that you're playing at school. Do you know how many people play the game or take part in it?
Last year it was about 40 or 60. This year we had over 100 people playing the game. So it varies year by year.
So it's definitely increasing for the most part.
Definitely.
Do a lot of your friends play? A lot of people or is it just kind of something that you got into on your own?
Some of my friends play. Not my close friends, but some of my other friends here on campus, they play. We kind of group together as humans or zombies, depending on where we are. But yeah.
What happens when it's over?
We basically turn your card in. We get a specific card. You basically turn your card in, you turn your ribbon in, and they basically announce, hey, humans won, zombies won. Unfortunately, we didn't get an announcement this year, so we're not quite sure who won and who
lost. So you don't really know who won. How do they keep track, of who's been tagged and things like that?
When you play the game, we start off, you get a card and it has your picture on it and it has your name on it, and when you get tagged by a zombie, you have to give them their card and they have to turn it into the appropriate people. So they're able to keep track of it that way. So you have to write down who tagged you or who you tagged as a zombie and what time. So they are able to keep track of how many hours do they have to feed and things like that.
Oh, okay. So is there any way you could tell us a little bit about your outfit?
I'm dressed as Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was actually made by this one girl online, and she was selling it, and I jumped at the chance. Avatar was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid, so kind of like going back to my childhood.
Okay, so did you make any part of it, or was it just more given to you?
It was more, I actually bought it. I actually just fixed the wig. I bought the wig offline, but other than that, everything's been made by her.
Oh, did you wear that start to finish, or is it just kind of something that you wear every once in a while?
I wear it at different conventions and things like that, so various points throughout the year.
And do you get to pick if you're red or blue, or is it just kind of assigned to you?
No, you get to pick if you're assigned blue. You're automatically human, and you have one zombie that kind of spreads out.
Oh, well, that's very, very interesting. So, are there any specific rules to, if you tag somebody, what if they don't write it down? What if they don't take note of that? Are there ways to track if people do that, or?
There are ways. Students who run the program things spread, rumors spread. It's like, oh, this person got tagged, but they didn't turn it in, and they tend to tell it to the right people, and then they take care of that.
Have there been any negative things that have happened with the game, or is it more positive results that you've found from it?
It's more positive results. Yeah, people get mad when you tag them. If you're a human and you get tagged, of course you're gonna get mad, becoming a zombie. But either way, you're having fun, chasing each other across the quad, things like that.
So who kind of came up with the idea to play the game?
I'm not sure. I think it was developed by AMA. They're the American Marketing Association here on campus. But other than that.
Just kind of something that they
and it's played around different campuses in the United States as well, so it's kind of built off that as well.
Okay, so it's not just around AU. Do you know where it started, what campus it started, or?
I'm not sure.
Not too sure?
No.
Oh, well, So what do where do you go from here? It's just kind of, only an October thing that you do, or do you guys still kind of hang out, make friends with all the people that you've played with throughout the year, or is it just kind of something you focus on in October?
It's something we just focus on here in October, but however, I did get to become closer to a few people, people that I've never talked to. It's we kind of grouped up together, and now we see each other on campus, hey, what's going on? So we definitely meet new friends, more acquaintances and things like that on campus. So it's definitely a good way to meet people, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like a really fun, thing to get people active as well, and to kind of have a good time, meet new people, have fun around campus.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we go, we have our final segment today, the Pop Top 5. This is where we chart the top 5 something as decided by our producers. In this episode, we have the top 5 horror films. Starting at the number 5 is the most recent one of the bunch, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. While maybe light on scares, it's undeniably one of the most original horror comedy films to come out since Scream. It asks the question, what if the villains were just misunderstood and perfectly nice guys?
Speaking of Scream, that's what enters in at number 4. It's a film that will never be outdated, so as long as horror is still a genre. Brutally funny and genuinely scary.
Coming in at number 3 is Charles Laughton's The Night of the Hunter. Made in 1955, this black and white film follows 2 children as they are powerless against a reverend-turned serial killer who is charming everybody in town, including their widowed mother. It is still amazing that this film got made, let alone back in 1955.
Rosemary's Baby is number 2 and features one of the most frightening endings in all of cinema. Led by a terrific performance by Mia Farrow, it proves that the real horror is not just what you can see, but what's in your mind.
Finally, at number 1, The Shining, because what else would really go here? No horror film has confused audiences as much as it scares them. It's all in here, folks, and it is glorious.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of AU Pop. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.